everybody, this is Ruth from Heavenly Minds and Bodies. I wanted to make this short video for people who have never worked out before, or maybe it's been a very long time since you've worked out. It's also for people who may be advanced in age or have some injuries or weaknesses in their joints and maybe need to start a bit slow and modify. You'll notice that you need very little equipment, very little space, and very little time. So basically, what I'm saying is that there's very few reasons for the vast majority of people for them not to start on a journey to health and wellness through daily moderate exercise. In saying that, please consult your doctor before starting any exercise program. My suggestion is that you would do each and every exercise for maybe 5 or 10 seconds and see how you feel. If that's long enough, then you start adding time and doing it for maybe 15 to 20 seconds. As well, if you find the modifications are too easy, go to the progression. For example, instead of doing push-ups on the wall, you can go to the chair, and if you find that easy, to go down to the floor. This is a standing modified push-up. Starting position is with your hands slightly wider than shoulder width apart. Body position is in a nice straight line, making sure there's no arching or bending in your back. You're lowering your body to the wall with your shoulders coming just slightly over your hands. You don't have to go all the way if you need to modify more, or you can go all the way to the wall or the bar. Core engagement is a must, keeping belly button to the spine and your bum squeezed nice and tight. And your movement should be nice and slow and controlled. This is a standing modified mountain climber. Starting position is with your head, neck, and back in a nice straight line, with strong core engagement, taking nice deep breaths, but always keeping your stomach in nice and tight, keeping your bum nice and tight as well. You drive your knees into your chest, again nice, slow and controlled movements, making sure your elbows are slightly bent, they're never fully extended. This is a modified standing leg extension. My hands are slightly wider than shoulder width apart with a nice bend in my elbow. My head, neck, and back is in a nice straight line, and you'll notice there's never any arching in my back. I'm squeezing in through my bum, keeping my core engaged, taking nice deep breaths. This is a modified chair squat. My arms are extended in front of me. We'll be working those shoulders as well. My head, neck, and back is in a nice straight line with strong core engagement, squeezing my rib cage in, squeezing in through the bum, and always extending those hips back with your knees behind your toes. You're not fully sitting on that chair, it's just tapping that bum down and right up again. If you find that this is getting too easy for you, you can remove the chair, but keep the exact same form. Core is nice and tight, knees always behind your toes, and pushing those hips back towards the wall. If you find this is getting easier, you can progress right up to the jump squat. This one you have to take nice deep breaths, fully extend those hips back. You'll notice I'm pushing off my toes, but I'm landing back on my heels and pushing off my heels. And I'm staying relatively in an upright position, never bending over too far. And here we're doing a seated leg lift. My shoulders are back and relaxed, chest forward and abs are nice and tight. Lifting it up, a slight bend in my knee. And as a variation, I'm going to bring it out to the side, so just move it laterally. Again, my abs stay nice and tight, rib cage in, nice deep breaths. And then I'll combine, lifting it straight up and then out to the side. Abs are nice and tight, chest forward, shoulders back and relaxed. And again, I'm lifting my leg up and down. And as another variation, lifting it out to the side, which makes it a little bit more difficult sitting up without the backrest of the chair. We're doing a progression from the mountain climber on the wall. I have a slight bend in my elbow, and again my head, neck, and back is in a nice straight line, bringing those knees right up to the chest. Important core engagement, abs nice and tight, no arching on my back, and just pressing in from the balls of my feet. This one here is a different variation from the mountain climber. So instead of bringing the knees up to the chest, we're extending that leg back. Very important not to arch your back or dip your bum downwards, but keeping your back, neck, and head in a nice straight line and just lifting in through your bum. Always have a nice bend in your elbows so they're not hyper extended, and take nice deep breaths. This one here is very important to keep your core nice and tight, your rib cage and belly button towards your spine. Just sliding your hands up along your shins into the knees. The further you go back, the harder it is. So if you want to start out, just keeping your hands just over the knees and then forward again. Okay, this is a seated torso rotation. Again, your head, neck, and back is in a nice straight line, abs in nice and tight, rib cage in, toes up and heels to the floor. If you find that this is hard on your back, just lift and come closer to your knees and not leaning back as far. This is a lying hip raise. This is the modified form with the bottom knee bent at a 90-degree angle. Shoulder is always over the elbow on the floor, and your hand is just helping to keep your body upright, and your hips are leaning in towards the forward hand. Take nice deep breaths. This is a lying hip bridge. It is the progression from the bent knee on the bottom. Both legs are straight in this one. Your planted arm, shoulder is right over the elbow. And to make it harder, you lift that supporting hand in the front off the ground. This is a modified or ladies push-up. My head, neck, and back is in a nice straight line. My core is engaged. I'm taking nice deep breaths, toes to the ground, heels up. And my hands are just wider than shoulder width apart. Chest can come all the way down to the floor or just partly down and then back up again, resting when needed. Here's the progression for the mountain climber that we had done on the wall and then onto the chair. Shoulders right over the wrists, slight bend in the elbow, and knees drive up to the chest. So this video is just a small example of a modified or beginner's exercise program that introduces you to a variety of different exercises for a total body workout that will gradually increase your heart rate, safely strengthen joints and muscle, and develop a bit of muscular endurance. Again, please go at your own pace and rest as needed. Never work through pain, dizziness, or nausea. And again, modify or progress accordingly. Always contact a healthcare professional before starting any exercise program.